And it's just kids there's so much time being wasted working on things that don't matter. Or
but that's what
it's not that they don't matter. It's that you need to get your swing to a certain point and then you need to hit with it. And everybody's just trying to make their swing better and make their swing better and make their swing better and make their swing better. It's like at some point that needs to transition to hitting better. And it's all timing. It's all adjustments. It's all game planning. It's thinking. It's being able to, I very rarely get in the cage. I was in the cage this morning with a player that I met through the Future Star Series. And the whole conversation was like, he's getting ready to do some camps. I got almonds stuck in my throat. Give me a second. He's getting ready to do some camps. And I was talking to him about like how powerful it is to have a plan in BP and showing up to a showcase style event where your first swing is like, I'm trying to be late and miss over on purpose. Like when we were at the main event up in Hartford, there was one kid that was hitting balls sideways. I was like, this is best BP of the day. This kid's intentionally not muscling up. He's literally just trying to hit balls sideways. You could tell it was on purpose. Having a plan is so powerful. I told the kid this morning, I go, it'd be so cool if like your first swing of the day, you missed over on purpose or you miss under on purpose. Just miss on purpose, right? And then everything, I need to do like a diagram for this, but everything is just honing in on accuracy and timing and being intentful with like, oh, I missed over. All right, I'm going to try to miss under. All right, I missed under too much. I'm going to aim a little higher and then I'm going to be a little bit later. And then it's like all this like positioning and configuring and getting dialed in. Like that's what BP is. I'm like, then like once you're dialed in, you want to hit a pull side homer, go for it. Cause everybody there knows you're good. Everybody knows you're ready. You've already shown us the stuff that matters. So yeah, go ahead and hit a homer. I don't care at that point. But if all you do is hit a homer, if all you're doing is leaving, it's like you're not doing the important stuff yet. You're capable of something, but who cares? Nobody cares. And I told him like if you get in the cage in a showcase and you're trying to impress them with your bat speed or how far you hit the ball, like you got to remember as a high school player, you're competing against the kids that they see on their roster. These college coaches see 22, 23-year-olds on their roster every day. They're bigger and stronger than you. If you create bat speed, it's going to show up. They'll see it. You don't need to try. If you try to impress them with the wrong things, it's not going to work. You're not at that level yet. You're trying to win something that's not winnable. But if you go in and you're like showing approach, showing barrel control, showing that you can move the ball around the field, that stuff becomes so much more impressive because nobody's doing it.
So to that point, Ryan Spielberg just talked about the two things that separated him and created his opportunities. One were that he was the guy that was picking up the balls and showing up on time and doing all this stuff and the stuff that stands out that nobody else is doing. And then the second thing was he was being nice. So just to be clear, to get somebody to pay attention to you, to separate yourself from people, generally talent won't do that unless you're just head and shoulders above, right? I said this to somebody.
At that point, you don't even have to try because it's so obvious. It's like a Ferrari driving down the street. It's like, yeah, that car is better.
There's a kid up here that trains at Exceed and that plays for Evolution Baseball. His name's Maverick Rizzi. He was just on the U18 national team. Maverick's like 6'9". Yeah, he's 6'9". So guess what? Maverick's going to stand out in every room that he walks into for the rest of time because he's 6'9". And I look at all the other pitchers around him that are 6'1" to 6'2", 6'3", 6 foot. I go, guess what, guys? He wins, because he's already different. So you guys have to make yourself different in some other way. I said, because you can't make yourself 6'9", you can't make yourself throw 95 overnight. So you have to stand out differently than he does. And until you figure out a way to stand out, and again, let's be clear, stand out doesn't mean hit the most pull side homers. Stand out means be different than everybody else. Because guess what? If you're the guy that's trying to hit pull side homers, you're going to hit a lot of topspin grounders and hooks to get the homers to show up in BP, especially when you're a little more nervous, a little more tense. You haven't timed up the pitcher yet. It's a short burst batting practice. And all you're going to end up doing is cage killing and then be frustrated at your round. Where instead, I dare you to go line to line, hitting line drives. Because if you watch a BP at the amateur level, there aren't many guys that are going line to line hitting BP, right? Like, you want to be different? Do that. You want to be different? Lock in as soon as you walk in the cage. After you take a bad swing, step out, take a deep breath, reset. Those are things that will make an impression on people.